OG_Biggie_T just subscribed for 47 months. OG_Biggie_T just redeemed 100k change machine. OG_Biggie_T just redeemed taxes. Lucy Snowdrop just redeemed taxes.
Please don't actually start murdering people.
Yes, it is.
Mic has reset. Good job I noticed. There we go. Everyone can hear me now. Someone say something. Oh, I think we can hear you guys. There we go.
That is the wrong character sheet.
Hey! Well done. We're here. Hi, everybody.
Where are my channel points going?
It's Wednesday, my dudes. It's hot. Everyone's warm. As we can tell by Lucy's background. But,
it's hot. Damn hot.
It's real hot. It's real hot.
Got the fan pointed at the love jewels.
Yeah. Which Lucy's cleverly blocking with her head. Brilliant. Yeah.
It's a female cat.
Oh, is it? Oh, fair enough.
I was on about more my fan and my jewels.
Despite eating.
TMI. TMI.
It's Dwarf's recap. If you want to do a quick one so you can go back to your food. Or
I do all quick.
I was going to say, well, it's up to you, mate.
Right, where's my notes? Because I made some notes earlier. Because I prepared.
Oh, I'm impressed.
So, it was a meeting between Vitani and Magda. So, it has been a while. I did forget what's happened. I only remembered one important thing, which was, well, Azura selling his soul, but we'll get to that in a minute, or in about 10. It began with a meeting between Vitani and Magda. I can't remember what the meeting was regarding, but it was like introduction between, like, hello, I'm the new guild leader. If you ever need out, bring your business this way, and we can get the guild house up and running and sorted. Amazing. Whilst we was there, a couple of side stories, potentially, if we wanted to probe into them, kind of provided a bit of a taste with Varesh, looking to make his own journey with Miss Nefanir King. What could possibly go wrong? Who knows? But, well, Varesh wanted to get Zephyra's... Did he get Zephyra's permission? I don't remember. Did he get Zephyra's permission?
He doesn't need to get permission.
He had a conversation with her.
He
got permission from
basically
Zephyra.
told her the plan, and she was just like, "Yeah, you go for it."
The princess gave the seal of approval.
Stamp.
So, going forward, Varesh is leaving with Miss Nefanir King to want for some great adventures. Nothing could go wrong there. And then, the arrangement between the prisoners going to Doriosai to, well, start building the castle anew for a symbol of freedom for the Doriosai and labour for the prisoners, because they fucked up big time. Nom nom noms. And then the night came across. It was all sound asleep, apart from the hobgoblin, who had a nightmare, visions, whispers. Who knows? It was some dodgy stuff. He saw a big eagle thing fly past the window multiple times, giving him messages, saying effectively, "You owe us 1,000 gold because we have your brother." Which was like, "Oh, what do you mean, brother? He's alive?" Last time we saw Val, well, he was not looking very good.
Phone.
Now Val is back. We owe him 1,000 gold. We could do some journaling again. Who knows? I miss that bastard's voice. But yes. We need to come up with found 1,000 gold to, well, pay them, because obviously Val's life is now in, well, the balance between, well, his ass being owed by them or, who knows. He might like it, we don't know.
Probably does.
Yeah, probably.
No.
It probably won't be the first time, to be fair.
No.
Anyway, I divert. Which comes us to the next day. We got up, had a bit of breakfast. We left Magna's house after spending well, we all got a good night's sleep. Well, one of us did. I don't know who it was, but oh well. Somebody got a good night's sleep somewhere. Scaff had to cover his ears again. Bastards.
We still had a good night's sleep afterwards, so I don't know what you're talking about.
But we had got up, we got breakfast, and then we made our way after speaking to other people. And then Jin met a spooky, mysterious, hooded, cloaked figure, and they spoke a language that me and Zephyra was like, the fuck are they saying? We didn't know what they were saying. Jin then told us what he said afterwards, which meant with, well, something about Eagle Cliff and getting Val back and transportation of him, and it was very hush-hush. We didn't get a chance to properly talk about it. But we will. Val, we're coming for you, lad. We will get you back. And then, that's when, fade to black, we went to Azura, where it got juicy. Very juicy. So as we know, Azura has been, well, he's been in a place that is, well, not of this world, should we say, being chained, being tormented, say he would never leave. But an offer was made. I want souls to fill my domain, was offered, and you may leave. Was it one soul every week?
There was some quite strict T's and C's, yeah, but the starting cost is one per week.
Yeah, it was, I want one soul per week, and you may continue to be free. Otherwise, a cost, and if that is not paid, you'll be straight back chained up, boy. Maybe Azura likes being chained up. We don't know his kinks, but hey, some people like being chained up. I don't think Azura did that.
Maybe not there, though.
Maybe by the twins. But definitely not in this place. Consent was definitely key on this one. It's like, no. But Azura, after, well, he didn't know how long he was there, gave into this sweet, tempting deal, and he agreed. Fade cut black. Jin. Was it Jin? Yes, it was Jin. Jin got another message in his ear. It was from Octavian. Oh, what did Octavian want? We do not know. It was, they've got the prince. Oh, the prince is back in our world. We must go immediately. Thus, where we left, heading to Octavian's tower to go and meet our friend who has been chained for a couple of days. Because Ulysses couldn't do it all. He couldn't get his magic up. So, here we are.
Magic.
So here we are. Today's episode is, we left off with our heroes heading quite quickly to Octavian Tower, which is where we will join, and my narrative will end because I'm eating my tea.
Thank you,
Yeah,
Dwarf.
your
For you.
I love how you call the tower the Octavian Tower.
The Octavian Tower.
The Octavian Tower.
It
Thank
is
you
Octavian's
for-
Tower.
The recap. But indeed, yes. With haste, our three intrepid, quote-unquote, heroes started their quick pace from the guild house, passing by the workmen's camps, and towards Zarmanafak's tower. As you approach the front steps leading up, those familiar steps that you've traversed a number of times, you see that the doors are being held open, and there are 3 copper dragonborn guards awaiting your imminent arrival. One partway down the stairs who sees you coming, and you see him turn off to say something to the other guards. And he gestures a waving hand to you all as you start up the stairs. The 2 guards, not being in the way, still take a precautionary kind of step to one side, holding the doors open. And as all 3 of you cross the threshold, you see them all give a nod, and they gesture upstairs. A familiar set of stairs you've all once again traversed a number of times. They shut the doors behind you, the 2 guards remaining on their post, and that 3rd guard to escort you quickly up the stairs. Traverse the first set, the second set, coming up to that 3rd set of stairs. The doors to Octavian's balcony room already open, being held by 2 more guards. As you reach the top of the stairs, despite being all relatively fit, a little bit of hastened breath, no doubt, and raised pulse in anticipation, you all look into the room to see Octavian, the twins, and a familiar dragonborn. Blue in colour, clad in his simple leathers, unconscious and limp on the chaise lounge, the couch that you've all sat or stood near. At first glance, even passively, especially noticeable to our resident eagle eye, you can see that whilst he does have that very subtle but familiar flicker of colour that just occasionally zips, it's certainly not as prevalent as it normally is that you've noticed. Not that you all sit there staring at the colour zips, but, you know, it certainly seems like almost comparative to his pulse. Slow, but present. And the blue of his scales, whilst maintaining their colour, the fleshy bits between are slightly paler. Strong as he is, You can tell that Azura's been out of sorts. And through the drawn breath and probably subtle snoring, he's very much unconscious, but still alive. You see the twins are sat. One's sat on the floor. One's sat, his head's resting on her lap. Noctuvian's pacing near the balcony window, a glass of some liquid in his hand, the booze bar open. There are a few glasses laid out ready on the booze bar if anybody wants a drink. The warm afternoon air blowing in through the balcony. Noctuvian looks. He doesn't say anything at first, he just kind of looks at you all. Looks with a stern look, doesn't necessarily look worried or out of sorts necessarily, he just has a kind of that stern look you're used to. And then he looks down at Azura.
How is he?
My guards, they saw him out the front where I think where he left from. He was barely conscious when he arrived. And as soon as we approached him, he was unconscious. I do not.
Probably a stupid question, but I'm guessing he has been checked over, correct?
From the little that we can do, I do not possess the healing magics or anything like that, but I checked over him a little. He has some marks on his wrists and his ankles. Like he has been bound.
That makes sense, but just check him over. I'm not going to cast any healing magic on him, but just medicine, is he physically okay? Because we know him the best.
Yeah. Give me a medicine check.
Do I get the +4 with Zavira being there?
That's just saving throws.
Saving throws.
So.
I can help you assess if you want.
Yeah, roll it with advantage if you want to both roll individually if you want.
With advantage, that was a 19.
19 medicine. Yeah, you look him over, after closer inspection, he has got some... It's more bruising around the wrists and the ankles. It's not like cuts, it's not like ragged, It's clearly just been held. They've not been like rubbed raw or anything.
What I'm looking for as well is because we know he's not been on this plane, he's been in another dimension.
Mm-hmm.
Similar to Steel when she was in the demon realm. Just checking him in case he's got any like brandings, just in case something's come along for the ride effectively. I just want to check him out. There's no brandings or...
You open his eyes. I mean, not being a doctor, it's hard to assess, but like his pupils are not really responsive. The subtle snoring is probably an indication that he's asleep. There's a bit of sweat on his brow. He's a bit clammy. He doesn't seem injured. He more just seems worn the fuck out. You've all worked together for years. You've seen each other after a hard, long day. You know what fatigue looks like. It's certainly more fatigue than much else. With a medicine check, you can't pick up on is he possessed or anything like that. You wouldn't necessarily get that from a medicine check. It's nothing stands out. The one thing you do notice that's, again, very subtle, but, again, knowing him for years, is most certainly new. And with you mentioning branding, you can see subtly spiral down his whole left arm from shoulder to hand and finishing in his palm is a chain.
You say a chain, so obviously we know he's
Like-
being in the chained expanse because
Mhm.
chains dragged him down. Could that be explained to more him being dragged down, being chained and being held up by chains, or is it like it's faded into the skin?
It's kind of like faded into the skin. It's less of a bruise or an imprint from having been there. It definitely looks. The word brand is probably not the right word, but that's the vibe, you know.
Yeah. Okay, I point that out to Zafira and Jin. Obviously, like, you know, could that be just because he was somewhere chained? You know, will that just point it out?
Hard to say. I mean,
Not really adept at cross-planar things, I'm
I
afraid.
mean, it could just be something like a mark he retained from being there. But it could also, I mean, you basically put solid gold in your arm scarf. This could be something similar to symbolize some kind of connection to something.
It's just more like, will it heal normally? Like, you know, bruise as it fades.
But I don't know for sure. It looks odd.
Does it look like a normal brand?
Checking it,
cattle
if you head over, it doesn't look like it doesn't look burnt in. It almost looks like an old, mostly faded tattoo. You know, it's kind of there. You wouldn't necessarily notice it, obviously, unless you were looking for it, but it's there. Like, as if, I suppose, like a really old, faded white ink tattoo, you know, only visible when you're looking for it.
I mean,
right.
We can speculate a lot, but I feel like talking to him once he's awake is probably our best option. But who knows how long he's going to be asleep. I look at his face. I'm guessing he probably has eye bags for days.
Yeah. Again, comparative, doing the investigation, he's bags under his eyes, bit clammy, the snoring, his mouth's he's probably mouth breathing a bit. It's just, he's asleep.
Yeah, he's been restless for a while, so I think he's going to be out for a long while yet.
He's here with us.
Yeah.
We can thank Ulysses for bringing him back when we see him next.
Let's hope we don't.
Oh, God, I know I'm going to see him in my future in Locktorpian.
Let's hope we don't.
Let's hope we don't.
All right. Big guy back. That's good.
He's, of course, welcome to stay here. We will, of course, keep as much care that we can for him. But
I think that would be nice. I know if the twins are with him, I know he took comfort with them.
You see, they both kind of look at you and then look away. You just clock a little cheeky smile, but then they go back to concerned face. Octavian kind of chooses to not pick up what you were putting down and just continues.
There was journaling. There was journaling. Nothing more.
It raises an eyebrow slightly. If you have somewhere else that you want to take him, then please keep me informed of whatever it is that you were doing, I would have. But she takes a drink. You can see he's a bit flustered now, not sure what to say or do. Hopefully, after some more sleep, he will wake up. Is there anything that I can help with?
I don't know if we really want to move him too far. With so if you're okay with it, Octavian, I think it might be worth him staying here for a night or two till he wakes up.
Yeah, of course, he
Or a
can
day or two.
stay in the tower.
I just think that'd be the best. Yeah, I just think that'd be the best place for him for the time being. That way, we know you'll be taken care of, food, water, an actual comfy bed.
I was going to send one of my guards in the morning, but perhaps if you maybe kind of like shoots a glance towards the Pharaoh, maybe if you have some sway at the churches, maybe there are some things that they can help with. But
You mean to see if he can wake up sooner?
maybe if I am not a doctor, so
I think I know what you mean. He can obviously sleep away his exhaustion and his tiredness. But I mean, there are magical means. It is a possibility. I can ask.
if that would be okay, I have no magical arcane knowledge like this.
Feeling maybe Marion would know. Perhaps.
She is Auskulrin.
Yes.
Maybe better coming from you, perhaps. He kind of takes another drink and. Well, thank you for coming so quickly. If there's nothing else that we can do, then we will look after him.
We should let him rest.
I have no plans in the next few days, so I will stay here and see, kind of looks out towards the balcony. There is some things that I still want to talk to him about when he is awake again. But I am glad he is back.
I'm sure you do.
As always, as friends of the prince, you are welcome in the tower. Help yourself to a drink if you would like it. He gestures towards the drinks bar. Kind of nods and walks out to the balcony.
Well, it doesn't particularly strike me as a day to drink, I think.
Am I the only one that finds it strange?
What?
It's almost like he cares. And we'll glance at Azura, make sure that he's okay, and then walk towards the door.
We know he cares of Azura.
Well, I can only hope that it is that he cares about Azura. I'd also just be care for his plan to revive a skeletal dragon outside. I don't think that's off the table, that topic. If I had to wager a guess, that would be what he wants to talk about.
I'm still 50-50 on that at the moment. The only person that can make that definitive decision is Azura.
Yeah, I know. We already told him that he's the one who has to make that decision.
Hopefully. I hear when people are asleep, they can hear what the friends tell them. Think about the dragon Azura. What you want to do with him.
And we want an answer when you wake up.
Chop, chop.
Chop, chop.
No rush hour out.
No, it's okay. Well, it seems that our tasks here never end.
When do they ever?
Fate has a weird way of keeping us here.
Yeah.
God, I hate this city.
I mean, technically our list of things is getting smaller. We need to do in
Even
this
more
city.
complex by the minute.
Well, I mean, we've just taken on, like, another 2 things. That one we have to do, and one we want to do.
One day.
Walking out of the tower. Just... So, how are we gonna do what we have to do?
I don't want to think
Scouting
about that at
first.
the moment.
Yeah, I know. Scouting first.
Scouting first. Use magic to locate object.
Yeah.
See if we can pinpoint where it is, and then we plan
Yeah.
further. Because I need to know where it is first.
Well, I mean, I was gonna,
What?
I thought maybe I could tell him that Vitani plans to start operations in the next few days, especially with Methis's help. So, I mean, that could, also be a reason to celebrate. If anything, he does like a big fancy party.
Yes. Where are you going with this?
Well, party is a good distraction. It's busy.
Jing-a-lang. Jing-a-lang.
That is a good way inside. I'll give you that.
Especially for some looks at the both of them. Not before seen guests.
I have a bad feeling about this.
Me too. We kinda agreed.
We did.
Try something.
Oh God, what do you want to try?
Oh, nothing major. It's just want to see how good we can be stealthily without being seen.
You? I don't
Both
know.
of us. When we pass without trace, it makes us both harder to detect.
Yes.
I just want to see how.
Theory.
And how are you
I mean,
going
I
to
can-
test that theory?
In the guild house, we're going to play a game of hide and seek.
Well, if I know you're hiding, are you really hiding? And I also wouldn't recommend on sneaking up on my sister and her honor guard, because
If we're going to do that, Gaff, you're going to take a ring off.
What? No.
If we're going to do that, you're going to take a ring off. That's the only way to determine which one of us is more stealthy.
yeah, otherwise it's unfair.
The ring just makes me invisible. The
Yeah.
ring just makes me invisible. That's it.
Yeah, but that's still a huge advantage.
They're playing hide and seek.
Someone's just gonna bump into you and then wonder why they tripped over an oddly lizard-shaped puff of air.
You use all the tools you have available. Like, how many rings do you have, Jin?
None that make me invisible.
That sounds like a you problem.
Enough that it's almost brass knuckles at this point.
I'm not wearing all of them, to be fair.
That didn't answer my question. How many rings do you have?
Like 4, I think.
There you go. What can they do compared to mine? A lot better stuff.
Still, you're invisible. For as
I
long
can
as you
make
want
I
to.
can make people stop moving. I can look through walls.
And is that not going to be helpful in... You know what? Let's just go to hide
I can
and seek.
summon fairies, technically.
Could your fairies get that thing for us?
I don't think they can lift that, to be fair.
Fair enough.
How do you know? Have you asked?
I'd rather not you make dealings with the Fae, Scaff.
And besides, they're going to report back to someone else that we stole a statue because they don't actually talk to me, they talk to him. So.
As much as I hate to say this, we probably will make a deal with Fate at some point in the future.
You might, I won't.
I will hold you to them words. Because I know one of us will make a deal with the Fae at some point.
You might, I won't. And I'm not going to save you.
Do you want to put a bet on that one? I mean, I'll put a cheeky 10-gold bet on that.
But I'm not going to save you?
No, that one of us will make a deal with the Fae.
I don't need to bet on that. That's going to happen.
And I think he will be one of them.
No.
10-gold bet.
No.
Chicken shit.
I will bet 10 gold on me not going to come to your aid after you stupidly make a pact with a Fae, which you know is a bad idea, but you do it anyway.
I'm not going to make a deal with Fae. I've got my god. Looks at his arm. That's all I need. I need everything I need. Yeah.
You need another scar, Scaff.
I'll probably more and get one the next time we have combat.
Probably. I also have a ring of cold resistance.
But not fire resistance.
Oh, someone else has that.
Who has that? Zephyra's got that?
I don't remember. You got so many rings, Scaff.
Shouldn't you technically be wearing the ring of fire resistance with the amount of times you get set on fire?
I'll give
Not
you
my
a
fault.
head start.
Not my fault. I've only done it once, technically. I'm sorry, Jin.
You're lucky we have someone with healing magic that isn't you. Means that if you ever go unconscious for no apparent reason, you can come back. I promise you don't. It won't be fire related. That would be too easy.
It'll be sword related, because that's all I can do. Whoopie-poo.
Oh, find a way to freeze your ass. You could do
Oh, no.
popsicle. A lizard popsicle, wouldn't that be sweet?
No, we don't want lizard popsicles. They don't taste good.
How do you do in the cold, Scaff?
Meh, fine. I have trained in the mountains, so
No, I mean cold, cold.
what, like Arctic cold?
Yeah.
I've never had to go.
You want to?
No,
Oh, come on.
no. I could survive in mountains and the coldness up there, but Arctic, nah, you're out, mate. It's too
See?
cold.
I expected that weakness.
Everybody's got a weakness somewhere.
Yours is a little predictable, dare I say.
I mean, everyone's.
Anyway,
If I got a ring of cold resistance myself, I'd be fine.
sure you can borrow me. Anyway, we need to get.
But yes, we need to get this goddamn statue.
Yes. We need to find out why.
I don't think why is the answer. I think the less questions we ask, the better.
Well,
Get the thing, give the thing, then we can leave.
and on one hand, I agree with you. On the other,
Steve,
statue, Scap.
I mean, what is
We'll find
the
out.
worst
We'll
case?
find out when we have it in hand, I suppose. But if I'm accidentally giving some green poisonous dragonborn the power to summon, I don't know, a greater demon for whatever reason, then I would like to know. Actually, why would I want to know? Fuck this city.
Exactly. The least we know, the less we have to get involved.
Excuse me, my sister is in the city permanently now. The city? Please?
We'll evacuate the city before, or we'll give her a warning that a certain house now has the ability to summon a greater demon.
With wisdom save, Scaff.
That shit.
See, that's what I mean.
This damn city. It never
18.
stops.
You get your plus floor if that wasn't already included in it.
22 then.
Nice. Okay.
What would be the worst case if we don't actually get this statue for them?
We're gonna
die.
a price on our head.
Yeah.
Yeah, but do you really think they can do that?
Have you not met a non-vindictive dragonborn in this town?
Unfortunately, yes.
Who?
You.
Magda?
I don't know, but I just.
Magda is not vindictive.
We have got more allies than enemies in this city. Are they really going to try
Yeah,
anything?
but we also really don't know how big their network is under the city, Scaff.
Under the sea.
We've only seen like a fraction of their house. Who knows how many tunnels there actually are?
And we know the houses that we've stayed in so far are as leaky as a sinking ship on the ocean. So
I just want to leave this city.
fucking hate this place.
It's a beautiful city, but Jesus, the shit that's going on in it.
Not enough trees. Many buildings.
Right. One final task, boys. And then we see what Azura wants to do. If he wants to stay or not. I doubt it.
True.
And then we'll go and take care of the things we want to take care of. Like not so long lost brothers, actually.
We're not even making way in why we actually set out either.
I mean, by way of in direction going, we might encounter what we set out to do.
I mean, to be fair, we've got one of the artifacts. I say that whisperly, quietly. Like, we've got one of them. Is it such a bad thing if there is an enemy, gets the others, brings it to us, we just kill them, and then boom, we've got them all?
We just kill it. I like how casual you are about murder, Scaff. Very clericy of you.
And
These
as
ones
soon as
clearly
we
deserve.
can.
there's an age-old saying. This is not wisdom. When life
Here
itself
we go
becomes
again.
wow. You know what? I'm not going to say it.
Good. Thank
Good.
goodness. Thank Kerecekian.
Sad lizard. Scaff's going
Just
to
like
start
one of just like one of the sad little tongue things.
Scaff's going to start pouting now. It's like, pouting lizard.
I will nudge him with my elbow.
You'll get over it.
Shade away.
Bye.
There he goes again.
And when life
Make
gets
sure no
hard,
one
he
trips
starts
over
running.
you.
Here. So, when life itself's become endangered, where life... No, I'm not going to go for it.
I'm gonna try and hit him. I'm gonna try.
No!
I'm gonna try and hit him.
Don't hit the lizard.
Somebody
He's
stop me! Somebody
just
stop
a-
me! I'm gonna try and hit him.
Just a little silly. Can I see that he's trying to hit him? Are you
Somebody's
like...
Yeah,
saying that I'm gonna hit him.
right there.
Can I just sort of like catch his arm? And just...
Give me contested dexterity checks.
Well, that's not even fair.
You might get lucky.
No, I don't. 15.
You know you don't. Yeah, 17.
My dex is a +1. I'm a clunky paladin.
17. So yeah.
10.
Wow.
I slap Scaff a little hard on his shoulder.
Until
much damage
someone's
do I take?
crying.
Maybe I'll miss though. Like that's still an option.
Until
Yeah, give me an
someone's
attack roll.
crying. As the German saying goes, bis einer weint.
That's a 21. 21.
21 will hit. What's your unarmed strike damage?
Ooh. 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 Oh.
Brother, no.
From the monk.
Take 8 points of
Fucking hell.
crap.
A little bit hard on the shoulder. Nearly knocked his fucking shoulder out of place. Ah!
You know what? When he does that, I'm just going to
8
react.
points
and I'm
at
just gonna-
our level. Oof, though.
When he does that, I'm not going to expect it, but I'm going to bite his hand.
Sometimes I really
Give-
do feel like
give
a
me an
single
attack
mom.
back.
Am I a single mom raising 3 boys? Help?
Have you got an actual bite attack, or are you just doing an unarmed, flavoured as a bite?
Yeah, no, it's a bite attack. I get to bite people.
Yeah, do it.
I'll do it on D&D Beyond just see if it actually hits. That misses. Say everything. I got a bite that miss.
It just snaps back, but the blow of the shoulder puts him out of trajectory. Bites at the air.
He doesn't even see that he's biting either.
Are you still invisible, or were you not actually going
Came
invisible?
back.
Yeah.
Nah, I came back. Bite the bastard.
Gotta work on your reaction speeds there, sorry boy. You're forgetting your ranger roots.
Challenge accepted.
Oh no.
So while the boys are engaged in a momentary bit of banter, Saphira, you clock to one side. Jim, you'd probably... Well, I mean, you're distracted. Saphira, you see there's a couple of guards that just start looking over. They've not approached yet. They want to see if it's... You get the vibe that they've clocked it, and they want to see if it's a fight, or...
There's a 22 hit.
It's attacking
doing?
back.
There's a 22
I'm
hit.
just
With what are you attacking?
You'll find out in a second. There's a 22 hit.
gonna like
Technically,
very
yes.
over dramatically roll my eyes at the guards and smile and then just shake my head.
What
Like
are you
William.
attacking with?
I'm just going to... That William.
Just
Do like a Pascal and Tangle, just stick your tongue in his ear.
God! Duck!
Gross.
So you do your tongue thing. Can I just to
Lord
see if I
above.
can? Just
No, this is gonna go the entire session, boys.
Yeah.
Please.
Give me
Can we
a
stop
persuasion
play-fighting?
check, Saphira, as you smile and shake your head at the guards.
Can I deflect missiles at his tongue?
No, it's not a missile.
Right.
Just catch it.
Tongue whistle.
Fucking hell.
It's a 14.
Yeah.
And you know what that does, damage-wise? Emotional damage.
Yeah, emotion at 1 point of emotional damage.
Ah.
Jin, give me a wisdom save, please.
Oh no.
Just in the meantime, just like, boys, people are looking. Stop.
I think that's a 25 with the plus from.
Yeah. Cool.
When Saphira says that, I'm like, okay, fine. Next time, though, it'll be both of yous.
Chirin, please. Until someone gets hurt.
Etiquette.
Fine. Keep your wisdom, lizard.
Drop my wisdom. Okay. Wisdom.
No! Shush.
He
both
said
of
drop
you.
the wisdom.
Keep your wisdom.
Keep it.
Keep
Both
my
of
wisdom.
you, please.
Has the city desert sand
It's-
gotten into your
it's-
ears?
It's outworn its charm, your play fighting. Please. Enough for today.
You, it has.
I was having fun.
You know what? If you want to get arrested for causing a ruckus in public, I'm not bailing you out. You can pay for your own bail.
It would only be illegal if we started asking money for spectators. Maybe take some bets.
Fair just kind of looks at the sky for a long moment. And then just sighs. Ay.
And there's an idea, Scaff. When the big guy wakes up, set up some mock fights, earn 1,000 gold, easy.
I mean, there is an arena, which it'd be nice to. Well, it won't be too bad of an idea. To be fair, it won't be too bad of an idea if we all put our talents on show against other people to see if they can best us. I mean, I've not seen as many archers that can shoot as well as me. Not as many paladins as good as Zafira. Not as many,
I've not
monks
met
like
a single
yourself.
other paladin. What do you mean?
There you go, instant win.
Yeah, that's a revelation I've had to. Well, I guess an epiphany. I don't really know, but I just realized too when I talked about it in church here that the only paladins I know are the heads of the churches in the Great Tree. So I don't know. I guess I know they're not that common then, which was odd to realize. But I'd rather not fight people for fun. I don't
Collect the money.
I mean, I once did hunting for fun, but we don't want to talk about that. So I'd also rather not fight people for fun.
You can collect the money.
Yeah, sure. I'll hold the money. The richest one in this group anyway. Which is odd to say. Because, after your sire. Anyway.
Sphera, give me a wisdom save.
Be a good arena name, Scott. The Survivor
13.
of Doria's Eye.
Was that 29 or 20?
No, 13.
Oh, 13. Okay.
Sorry, I was eating a Kindershogobum.
Nom 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 nom.
So are you guys heading anywhere, or are you just conversing, banter fighting outside the tower?
I'm going towards the churches.
Cool.
Following Severe.
Are you going south past the workman's, or north past Toldarren?
I think we're gonna go past Toldarren probably.
Okay.
But I'm going to Toldarren.
Well, you're not coming through the mic there. Say that again.
Oh, sorry. I said we're going to the church first, and then after that, I want to head to Toldarren.
Okay. Yeah, so you make your way round, play fighting, banter away. As you can see, that comparative to the last time you were at the churches, where the small Wuntian church had a little bit more activity, you can see that there is a little bit more activity again. There appears to be something going on inside. You imagine some kind of sermon. There's no ranting and raving or anything, but there seems to be a small gathering of people. You can see through one of the windows. There's people inside, and there's a couple of people stood near the doorway where they apparently can't fit in. The Church of Avia, at first glance, where the doors are normally open in the warm weather to let some air in, you can see the doors are shut, which is unexpected. And then you can see, as you look at the Church of Kerecekian, you see Marianne that's sat outside on a bench. Just seems to be doing something in her hands. Can't quite see at first glance.
I'll walk up to Marianne.
Yeah. As you get close, you can see she's doing a little bit of crochet.
Aww.
Just looking down, you can see it appears to be... Well, it's basically the symbol of Kerecekian. On a round crochet... Not crochet, sorry. That's the making... The cross-stitch. One of them rounds.
Oh, yeah.
She's doing like a cross-stitch.
Nice.
Of the symbol of
Very
Kerecekian.
cool.
Oh, hydrate, everybody. Well reminded, dwarf. She looks up.
It's like a 2-gallon thing.
Yeah, glub, glub, glub. Yeah, I'm biggie. Fucking hell. She looks up as you approach, kind of just rests it down next to her on the bench and smiles. Good afternoon.
Hello.
It's nice to see you all again.
Nice to see you too. What are you working on? Looks interesting.
She picks it up and just kind of shows it. Instantly recognisable. She's only done maybe a fifth of the circle, but it's, she's got the outline of the symbol of Kerecekian. I'm making a couple of little... I'm not sure whether they're going to become sash adornments or robe adornments, but it's been a little quiet, so I'm passing a little time and enjoying the fresh air. As much as the rain's nice in its rarity, I did miss the warmth, brief as the storm was.
Looks quite nice so far.
Thank you. Well, I'm no tutor, but I'm always glad of the hands. If you find yourself at a loss, I can happily talk you through it.
Oh. Cross-stitching. Well, I've never considered it, but
Not
maybe.
many people have, surprisingly, yes.
Well, I'm usually occupied otherwise.
Okay, so I can tell. She kind of... Oh, you haven't got your armour on, have you? No.
No.
Is there anything I can help you with, or are you just coming to pay your prayers?
I mean, first, I'm curious. Church of Want is really active. So there's something going on?
Yes, there appears to be sermons. I was going to go and show my respects and maybe look in, but it appears quite full. It's the most activity I've seen in a fair while, to be honest, so I don't
Is
know
this,
if there's any.
travelers coming in, or is this city folk?
Well, I feel there may be. It's approaching the time of year for pilgrimage, so it'd likely be a few weeks away yet. But I think people are maybe thinking about things and weighing up their options and where they want to place their faith.
Are you going to
Sort
go?
of wander over to the one little chapel thing.
Are you going to go?
I've thought about it, but I'm the only active practitioner for Kerecekian at the minute, so if I was going to do a pilgrimage, it's a big commitment, so I'd have to find someone to take over the church in my stead, but, never say never. I'm strong in my faith, so I'm not sure a pilgrimage would...
I don't know if I've asked you before. Have you ever been to the Great Tree?
I haven't.
I'll
Again,
sit down next to her as we're talking.
She kind of scooches over a little bit. I've not really... The idea's always been there, I suppose, but I've never needed to go. I've found my faith, and I was blessed with... She kind of runs her thumbs on her fingers. I'm blessed with, well, faith, I suppose, so maybe one day.
It's quite a sight.
You've been?
Oh yes, I came from the mountains, not towards the mountains, and I basically met a group who were traveling to the Great Tree, and I just sort of tagged along. And at the Great Tree, I found my faith.
And she smiles. Well, it is interesting to hear how different people find their way, and maybe I should go if it inspires enough to turn people to faith in its presence.
Well, I mean, also the people there, I suppose. The head of the Church of Kerecekian there is quite lovely.
Yeah, she
Very
kind
convincing.
of looks a bit wistfully in thought and nods. Well, if not this year, perhaps next year. I will. I'll give that some thought for sure. She kind of looks over, watches Jin walk away, and looks up at Scath and smiles.
Like we said, I didn't want to interrupt, but I'll be walking over to the Avia Church.
Okay.
See why the doors are closed.
Looks at the two chaps walking off. So are you keeping busy? Of course, you've been to the church a couple of times.
Yeah. Well, since you helped us with it, I should probably inform you Azura's back.
Oh, that's wonderful news. Is everything okay? She kind of looks around, doesn't see Azura.
He seems physically okay, except for being very tired. Very exhausted. He's been sleeping since he came back.
Right. Well, I suppose if he's been asleep, you've not been able to ascertain what he's been through or where he's been.
No.
Well, do send my regards.
Well, we're actually curious, because I don't possess the skill, but maybe you have enough divine magic to help with this exhaustion?
She kind of thinks for a second. I've not thought about it as much. I'm not sure quite what it takes to... If he is physically exhausted, then perhaps enough rest will be able, to bring him back.
Yeah, that is true.
I could certainly try. Where is he at the moment?
In Zarmanifex Tower.
Ah, she kind of turns and looks up at the tower. So I guess Octavian's looking after him?
Yes.
Well, if it would help, I can certainly try.
Well, if you're able and willing to, I mean, just letting him sleep it out just takes patience that some people don't possess. But
She kind of turns and subtly looks towards the tower again and nods. Well, if it's okay with my coming to the tower, I'm happy to try.
I'm sure it wouldn't be an issue.
I would have to maybe prey on my abilities. I fear. She kind of gives you a look in the eye. The divine, whilst offering powerful blessings, sometimes there are some quite costly requisites. It's not necessarily just one's ability, but I will pray on it, and I mean, if you've got some time now, I can.
Oh, yes.
She nods and grabs her stitching and heads inside to the church.
I'll go with her.
Scaff, you head to the church. The doors are locked. They're not just closed.
Any notes on the door, like why they're closed?
No, there's no notes.
No note. Car gone.
No
God's
notes.
gone.
Church gone.
Without like literally putting like my ear up to the door, can I hear anything inside?
Give me a perception check.
$19.
The 19, you spend a few moments listening. 30 seconds pass. It's all quiet.
Often. Head back over to Zafira.
Jen, you approach the Wontian church. It's more like a small chapel, I suppose. But as you approach, you can see that there is indeed a small gathering of people. There's enough people inside to have taken up all of the pews, and a few people outside are, I suppose, just politely waiting, unable to get in. The doors are open. Give me a perception check as you kind of listen in.
Sheet open right over here. Well, it doesn't beat my passive. I rolled a 24.
24. So as you approach, you can't really see a lot other than bodies, but you can just about pick up bits of the sermon going on. You can tell that the voice is raised slightly just so that the people outside can hear, so it's not too difficult to pick up what's being said. And you can tell that it's a small sermon just in reflection of the deep winter ape high on his mountain. And there is reference to plans for pilgrimage. And you can kind of tell... Monkey.
Monkey.
You can tell from the quietened conversations of those outside that this is I suppose, an introduction to the Church of Want, with it not being the main faith on the island of Kerecekian. the other continent, I should say. It's more just a sermon of if you want to follow the faith, you know. And yeah, that's where the additional bodies are paying interest to the church.
Aye, Hummer.
Bless you.
Bless you indeed.
I'll
If
just
you-
very sort of politely just sort of shortly listen to the sermon. After a while, probably just slowly retreat back to the Church of Kerecekian.
I suppose the
Curiosity satiated.
the one small benefit of it being relatively busy as far as the Wuntian church goes, you are on the outskirts, so you've come to pay attention and then can just leave. It's not as if you've had to go push your way through all the way inside and then gone, nah, fuck it, and left. It's easy to just slip away.
Yeah. Perfect.
So as you two spend a few moments and make your way back to the Kerecekian church, inside, Marianne kind of heads over to the front. She picks up a set of like burnt orange prayer beads, the small symbol of Kerecekian. See, she grasps it. She stands over near the front plinth at the front of the church and kind of rests her hand on it and gives you a nod and smiles and then closes her eyes. And she concentrates for a few moments and you hear her just muttering a few simple phrases, familiar. You feel a small warming yourself. Your holy symbol gets a little bit warm in the presence of active faith. And she kind of rests her fingers across her eyes and nods and turns to you. He says, I feel I would be able to offer some restorative relief for Azura, but as I thought, it would require some dusted diamond.
Right.
Approximately 100 gold's worth would probably not be enough of a offering.
Well, I don't have any diamond myself, but I'm also all for letting Azura sleep it out. Like he deserves a
She
good
kind
night's
of-
sleep, at least. But I suppose since through me, Octavian's made the request, suppose
she
you
kind
have
of-
to settle it with him.
She kind of perks up a little as you say that. Says, well, she kind of smirks a bit. Perhaps old Octavian, if he's made a request of the church, would be willing to foot the bill. I mean, it's not just a charge from the church, you know, it's as a cost of the divine.
The magic. The divine magic.
Of course.
Yes.
But if he's able to provide, I would be able to alleviate Azura of some fatigue. But with it
Sounds
being
good.
quiet, the church of Avia is closed at the moment as well, so
Has something happened, or is just
I think
quiet?
it's just been a little quiet, so there's not been any activity today. I'm sure they'll either be back tomorrow or later today, perhaps.
Perhaps they've left on pilgrimage early. Who knows?
Maybe. Well, I should hope not if they've not left anyone in their stead. But I'm sure it wouldn't.
That charge.
It wouldn't do too much harm. I would leave a note on the door if I was to visit the tower. I can do that, or perhaps on my way home later this evening.
Well, we can either go now. I just have to make another stop on the way, or you can just come by in the evening and We'll be waiting.
Well, if you've got
we can stay there, I'm sure.
if you've got things to do, then I will make my way there. Unless you want me to accompany you, I will head over.
Oh.
We can shut up for an hour and it shouldn't cause too much disturbance.
Well then, if that's no problem for you, if you want to prepare your note
Okay.
on the door, I'll just enjoy her presence for a little longer.
Absolutely. And Scath and Jin, you make your way back into the church, or back to the church.
And
Here.
I'll just sort of put both my hands over my holy symbol, and I'll close my eyes, and I'll just enjoy the atmosphere of the church and that warmth of active faith.
I'll brought calf.
Hmm?
The monkey's recruiting.
Yeah. Avia's church is closed.
Busy though. They must be looking for other deities.
Even if it is, I don't know why the Avia's church should be closed.
Early weekend?
No. Don't know.
I'm kind of done looking for hidden meaning in this city. There's hidden meaning everywhere.
I just want to be done. I want to go home.
And let's not get roped in. No, let's not get roped in.
No. I've already got my deity. I don't need to do another one.
I don't know. My mother seemed to be able to connect with two of them.
But who has time for that at the moment? We certainly don't.
Wow.
Never been to one, though. Never been to one. One day.
Think you'd freeze?
I'll wear a bit more clothes than
Maybe
what I
if you
already
set yourself
wear.
on fire before then. Keep yourself warm.
Pulls a fire arrow out.
See, Marion prepares her note on a piece of parchment. She walks slowly past you and kind of just pauses, doesn't say anything, but just pauses next to you, Zafira, as she walks past, and then continues to the doorway and sees the two fellows. Good afternoon, gentlemen. Zafira has made a request on the behest of Octavian to see if we can help your friend. It's good news that he's back. She kind of smiles and nods to you both. I'm just going to shut the church up just for an hour and go pay a visit to the tower, see if I can help. Is there anything that I can help you with before I head over?
Particularly?
Just went over to Church of Avia, but it's closed at the moment, unfortunately.
Yes, I've not seen anyone today. It's not been open all day today. Hopefully they'll be back either this evening or tomorrow. She kind of thinks to herself, lets out a quiet sigh. Says, well, sometimes with spending most of our time there, it's nice to have a little time away for some personal reflections and yeah, hopefully they'll be back soon. I've not heard of anything. I don't think there's anything untoward.
Change of scenery is always good. Or just as I
Yes.
said to my friend here, maybe they had an early weekend.
Yeah, possibly. Well, I shall wait for Saphira and then I shall close up. She smiles and nods and sits back on the bench. Starts to continue her cross stitch for a few moments.
Me and Jin can look after church for you if you want.
I'll slow turn to him. I'm not wearing a robe.
Wear robes.
She kind of chuckles to herself. I couldn't ask you to, and, well, she kind of looks at your
Jin on
arm
the back.
scarf.
Jin insists. He insists.
She says, waves her hand.
Orpheus, please take this man.
It's fine, it's fine. I'll only be an hour anyway. Zafira, give me a religion check.
Not 20.
Natural
Nice.
20.
Nice. Nice.
As you're sat in the pew, basking in the ambiance, that familiar warmth, it seems to come in waves. And there's a warmth, and then a coolness. You kind of feel, much like Marianne kind of just walked past and stopped, and then continued on, you kind of sense the warmth of presence.
Ooh.
And
Ooh.
along with it, I suppose if you were to pick up on anything, there's I suppose you get a positive feeling. There's no, when you kind of search your thoughts, there's no worry or confusion or anticipation. You just get a kind of wave of peace for a few moments. And that warmth settles. And you hear the quiet conversation outside. Get a sense of affirmation, I suppose. Approval, perhaps.
Approval. Ooh. Just duty calls. Kind of turns her head without opening her eyes, turns her head towards the exit a bit as she hears the conversation outside and how Scaff just suggested that they look after the church. Sometimes they're idiots, but I really do love them.
I could be a holy man for a church. That's not my religion.
Cosplay as a cleric of courage. Oh.
But, I mean, I've heard Sophia say many prayers. I'm sure I can recite a few of them.
And I'll just sort of turn my head back and bow my head, do the two fingers dragging over my eyes where I stand up. One last look at the depiction statue of Kerecekian that they have in the front. I'll give her another nod, and then I'll head outside.
As you make your way out, Marianne puts her stitch into her bag. Right. She stands up and closes the door, locks it with a large iron key, puts that in her bag. Well, I will be back in an hour. I don't plan to go anywhere else, so if you require the church again, please do wait. And if I'm not back in an hour, well, send aid to the tower. I may have been waylaid. She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit. She smiles and nods to everybody and starts to head off out of the church area.
If you're ever curious about wands, Zafira, they're recruiting.
Great. Well, I've actually learned a bit about wands at the Great Tree. But, doesn't quite seem like the deity for me. Didn't back then, it doesn't really now.
The Church of Avery is closed though as well, which is it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird that.
Well, Marion said they haven't been busy in a while, so.
But Jin, it's not. Jin,
Not everyone is as dutiful as Marianne and refuses to leave the church alone for an entire day.
See, either an early weekend or just having an afternoon off. They've gone on a stroll.
If it will calm your mind, Scaff, we can check again tomorrow.
Yes, we have pressing matters, which
Exactly.
My mind
We're
is
not
focused.
going to find them hung from a gate. Don't worry.
But what if we did?
And I want to get out of this city, and I don't care about anything anymore. We're gonna grab the big guy. We're gonna go to our contact. We're gonna disappear in the middle of the night.
Yes, let's.
Anyway. Now let's start heading toward Darren.
Easy enough. Not too far back the way you came, with the tower looming. You see a number of blue dragonborn just on the other side of the walls to the compound, and you see that it stretches a fair distance. Houses, as you walk past the various arches along the front of the compound, you can see that there are house dwellings.
Mm-hmm.
And then as you look, are you going in or are you staying on the outside?
Oh, I was gonna go to the main house.
Yeah.
I guess
So you
it would
walk
be the
through
biggest building.
the archways,
right?
the big main building in the centre of the compound.
And while we're still outside, and maybe there isn't as much of a... Well, I'm assuming there's probably stuff going on outside, sort of busy.
Yeah, there's people going about their business generally. Yeah, the odd guards walking around patrolling.
I'm just because before I go in, since my spell lasts 10 minutes, I want to cast it while I'm outside.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I cast it inside, it's going to be so much more obvious that I cast it.
Yeah. So what are you casting?
Locate object.
Locate object.
For the statuette that has been shown to us.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, you describe or name an object that is familiar to you. I will say, give me a history check. I'll give you advantage because it's...
Thank goodness for that. That would be a 21.
21.
Okay.
Otherwise, it would have been a 6.
So you pause for a few moments to recall the imitated illusory image that you were shown of the small statuette with the green emeralds implanted in the eyes. You concentrate, you grab your holy symbol, and you think about it and cast your spell. As long as the object is within 1,000 feet of you, you can sense the direction of the object's location. As you cast the spell, you do indeed sense the object as you picture it in your mind.
Mm.
It is within 1,000 feet.
Nice.
But it does go down.
Ooh.
Oh no.
So as you you cast the spell, it enters into your mind, and you look across the compound to give it a scan, and you see nothing. And then you think, and you look down, following the sense that you've gained, and you do get a ping. Hard to tell an exact footage. How many feet is that? But you get a sense that it is down.
By the river.
Down, down, down. By the
Just-
river.
Goblin Town.
Just not a bit. Okay. Well, I'm gonna still head to the main house to see if I can have a talk with Mr. Tolderin.
Yep, you head to the main building. The front archways open. Everybody's you see a small gathering of a family of House Tolderin. There's a male and a female and 2 younger blue dragonborn out front, and they give you a smile and a nod. There seems to be a nod of recognition. Are you there as well, chaps?
I'll sort of look at Severa. You want to do this? You want to take this one, or you want to have us as company?
Oh, I'll be fine. I'll pull out my ponytail.
I'll look at her. Normally, I'd approve. Do let me know if I have to murder a man.
It's just a chat, Jin. It'll be fine.
Yes, and do let me know if I have to murder a man.
Okay.
I'll put my hand around Jin's shoulder and guide him away.
I'll fake. Let me at him. Let me out.
Don't make me.
sort of chuckle to myself, shaking my head a bit.
Okay, don't make me do the other ear, Jin.
Blim. So with the chaps making their way to a safe distance, so Jin doesn't get stabby. Safari, you make your way through the open doorway at the front. You kind of bob your head in and have a look. As you bob your head in, that the family that was waiting out front says, "Oh, hello there."
Hi.
Kind of gives you a quick look up and down. I don't believe we've met. You here to visit the house, I suppose?
Yes, I am Zafira. I'm Vitani's sister. I am here on behalf of my sister to deliver a message, so...
Right, of course, we'd heard of the new guild master, and he kind of looks at his wife, and she nods and smiles. Well, yes, do head in. I'm sure there'll be someone there to help. Do you need any assistance?
do you know if Lord Talderin's home?
He is, yes.
Oh, great.
I've not heard of him. Kind of, he hesitates. I don't think he's made any plans to leave the house anytime soon. And you see his wife kind of smirks. Yes, he tends to stay in the house more often than not.
Well, I mean, it's very hot outside. Jin, just... Well, I mean, who really wants to go outside in this heat, right?
Well, I must admit I'm missing the storm. Kind of ruffles
Me
the
too.
little tuft of hair on one of the kids' heads. These two didn't go inside for the whole time, almost. But, yes,
you
head
really enjoyed
inside.
the rain, then.
Oh, of course, yes. We all did. He kind of looks around at the other houses.
It was invigorating. Yes, I agree.
Well, I'm sure your we will always be welcomed. And family of the guild mistress. But head inside, and I'm sure you'll be greeted.
Thank you.
They kind of nod and smile and make their way across the compound.
I'll head into the lobby, I guess.
Yep. As you head in, there's a gentle cooling mist in the air. The temperature, of course, warming up since the storm. You see another slim, slender dragonborn, almost lizard-esque in their appearance, walks out from behind one of the archways. Hello, yes. Do you have an appointment, or is it a...
Oh, no. I don't have an appointment. Fortunately, I have the guildmaster.
We have been made aware that any visits from guildmaster or her family are to be accepted and or to be taken to the Lord at first arrival. Are you follow me?
Thank you. Before we go up, can I have a look if I can see a way down? And is the direction, like, am I getting closer to being above it?
So now you are
Or is it
in the
further
house. Yeah, it's closer now.
Okay.
With the sense, you can tell that it is below the main
This
house. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Give me. So you can have a look for potential ways down, or if you wanted to actively investigate, obviously
just
that
like
would be a bit more obvious that you were looking, but
just more of a casual, like, look around the lobby to see if there's like a staircase or a door that might lead to a staircase, something like that.
okay. Give me a perception check as you're walking through.
That is. Why is my perception just a +1? 16.
16. As you walk from the main lobby, out into the corridor where you see that spiral, the wide spiral staircase that leads up to Big Man's casual room. You look around. There are a number of other archways visible, but like there's no obvious stair sets or anything. If you were to, other than other archways into other areas of the building, you don't. Just having a look around, it's hard to see any actual way down.
Okay.
You make your way following the aid, head up the wide stairs. It's almost, I suppose you've got that element of too much stair, but then you're constantly reminded that my man needs his space.
It's like one of these. Are these like these white steps where you have to take like 2 steps? You step on, take another step, and then take a step down, or
so it's less long stairs and just wide to fit him down. Yeah, but if you were to walk up the outside holding the rail, there's like you could easily fit like 3 people next to each other on this set of stairs. They're wide enough stairs.
Oh, no.
Big stairs in a big house for a big guy.
Carried everywhere.
You make your way up, and familiarly you see the wide archway with the silken, sheer draped curtainage. That watery mist keeping a coolness to the air. And the unmistakable visage on his barely keeping him afloat. Chaise longue, or I should say chaise large. I can't believe it's not Jabba the Toldarin himself.
With amiga, Buddha Hansatolo.
Good old Jemias Toldarin. as you get to the top of the stairs, the the aide walks into the room, and you see Jemias's eyes widen, and he kind of cranes his neck a little to look. A smile creeps across his face as he sees you at the top of the stairs, and he kind of waves his hand to beckon you inside. So nice to see you again, of course. Saphira kind of licks his lips and rubs a clammy hand on his chest.
Nice to see you too.
What do I owe this pleasure again?
Oh, well, my sister actually has some exciting news, I think. Planning to start operations within the next few days.
Well, I will certainly revel in the festivities. Kind of looks around briefly and...
Glad you brought up festivities, because who better to throw a party than you? I mean, I saw the celebration when the storm was rolling in. That seemed like a lot of fun.
Yes, it was. Well, there was lots of dancing and singing and drinking, and of course
Getting struck by lightning?
Certainly the house was alive, and I'm sure I could probably throw some kind of party. Yes, I've not really thought about that. There's with Vitani's opening the guild house, well, maybe a party here would be better. I wouldn't have to travel.
The guild house is not that spacious. For I don't know how many people you usually invite to your parties, but
yes, well, I suppose.
I think it would be nice if we extended an invitation to the citizens, don't you think?
Citizens? Well...
I just sort of lean against the table across from his stays.
Let me at him!
You see he's kind of thinking, he looks around, gestures to the table, and one of his lesser dressed aides bring over a plate of stuff. Meat, fruit, nuts,
nice.
All kinds of... He just takes a slice of meat, puts it in his mouth and chews. It's a bit...
Is it grubby?
No, it's clean, to be fair. Him. Yeah, he kind of just slathers it in. A little bit just falls by a bit that he's chewed off, kind of falls onto his chest, and he just ignores it for the minute.
Picture Denethor eating tomatoes.
In the next couple of days, you say?
Mm-hmm.
So maybe, would it be a party to announce the opening, or would it be a party during the opening? I suppose, well, I wouldn't want to detract from the attention of the guild house itself. Maybe.
I feel like to announce the opening would be quite nice, because then people get the word out, and then actually opens for business. People can basically line outside the door.
Okay, so do you say in the next couple of days?
I'd have to confirm with Vitani and her assistant to make sure exactly if it's if it's a couple days, if it's 2, if it's more than that, and I could report back if you wanted.
Right. Okay. Well, I wouldn't necessarily need much time. I don't suppose it would necessarily have to be just the day before or the night before. We could maybe even host one maybe tomorrow, or
Perhaps, yes.
Whatever
I'll
works
confirm,
best.
I'll confirm with my sister
Hmm.
because she's not much of a party kind of person, you know. She's a bit shy.
Would she be in attendance? Or?
Well, as the new master of the guild house, I feel like she should be attending, don't you think?
Yes,
Aid the citizens a bit.
Yes, I agree, yes. He finds that bit of
She'll be
meat that he
fine.
dropped and puts it in his mouth. Licks his lips.
She'll just kind of grins after seeing that. Just, yeah, she'll be fine. It just takes her a bit to warm up. That's all.
Well, okay, I will start making plans and arrangements. And, well, I suppose it could be as early as tomorrow evening. And if it needs to be longer, then do let me know.
All right. On that subject, do you know a good tailor here in town? Because, frankly, I would hate to show up in my armor, and I feel like this isn't festive enough.
So he gives you a long, slow look up and down and nods to himself. Well, looks absolutely fine to me, but
Well,
it depends.
This is just the clothes I wear under my armor.
He kind of pats his belly. Well, anything that I get is quite bespoke, but we have people in-house that can make things. Maybe in the marketplace.
Oh, okay. I'll have a look.
Okay. Kind of adjusts himself a little. The chaise lounge has a long wooden creak. Right. Okay, well, should I await word again today or tomorrow?
Well, she's currently, I think, still out handling some business at the guardhouse still. If she's not back yet, I'll check if she's back. And I'll have a chat with her, and either I'll send someone from the guild house or I'll come by myself.
Yes, well, always welcome. Nice to see a friendly face. So, okay. He lets out a bit of a dragony bark. And you see another aide pops his head round the corner. We're gonna have a party. Start making plans, food and drink, and make the house ready. Maybe speak to the guards and yes, well, anytime I'll be here.
All right.
Anything else can help with?
Oh no, that was the news I wanted to deliver.
Well, it's good to know Ritani's getting things done. So, yeah. Right. Well.
Okay. Well then, thank you, and we'll talk again soon.
Yeah, I will look forward to it. Kind of licks his
Just
lips
give
again.
A bit of a polite nod.
He just gives you a slow, continuous nod as you turn away.
Then just turn, sort of a bit of an unintentional hair swish, and go back to the stairs.
Yeah, you make your way down. The aide kind of loosely escorts you and says, well, that will any excuse for a party would be nice. Oh, if you need any help, you know where we are.
Oh, thank you. And I'll head back outside. And after getting outside, I'll end my spell.
Okay, yeah. One final look around. Yeah, you can tell. It's hard to tell exactly how far. You just know it's below the building. It's probably at least a couple of 100 feet. It's not like on a floor below in the basement. You know, it goes down
Buried.
a bit. Yeah, somewhere below.
Oh.
You make your way out, end the spell. You see Jin and Scaff outside the compound, awaiting. While you are heading back over, we'll cut to the tower. Azura, lying still, snoring, head a little clammy. Suddenly, you feel a wave of warmth come across you, and you startle awake as you lose one of your points of exhaustion.
Yay.
Still sleep deprived, groggy, and is it 2 points left?
Yes.
But you are awake. As your eyes flit around the room, you ache a little. Your joints, wrists, ankles mostly. A small pain in your tail. And you look and you see your head is in the lap of Beanash. You see sat on the floor at your knees, kind of, is Andrew. You see stood about 5 feet away with a glass of water, which is promptly pushed towards you. It's Octavian. And stood just over you, palm of her hand held a foot away, eyes closed, clutching her holy symbol. You see Marianne, Gulreen. And just as you kind of blink and flicker, you see where her hand was, a few residual trickles of the very, very sparkly fine powder just dissipates. Octavian leans in and passes you the water. Ah, the prince, she turns and with your even passive insight, you can tell there's a small amount of tension in the air, but he kind of looks at Marianne. Merci. Gives you the water.
I'll go to speak and just let her dry. I don't know how I got back, but first off, thank you, and I'll take a drink of the water. And
Yeah, being the first thing you've had to eat or drink in 2-3 days. Parched, to say the least. It's a little hard to swallow. You notice the ache in the back of your throat. Your tonsils are probably a bit swollen, but soothing and cool as the water is. It's nice to get a bit of hydration back in you. It is okay, you do not have to speak. It is good to see you awake, Prince.
My friends, do they know I'm here?
Yes, they came and saw you earlier. They went to the church. I asked if you were to ask Marianne for help. He turns to Marianne. Can you do it again? She kind of shakes her head. I would have to come back tomorrow, but if you have the dust, then I can certainly come back tomorrow. Help again. Yes, certainly. Yeah, take this as well for the church. You wear a small leather pouch, puts into her hand with a little jangle, and she looks at him, gives him a nod. Well, it's good to see that I was able to help, Azura. I will be at the church if you need me, and I will. Yes, if you can come back first thing in the morning, I will have my guards ready for you. Then I will. She nods and turns.
I'll try and sit up on the chair and just.
Yeah,
sit up
achy
normally.
as you are, you sit up.
I remember vaguely returning, I think. But how long have I been asleep?
Just a couple of hours. We found you outside. You arrived. My guards told me that you were back. But you passed out as soon as we started to bring you inside. And then I made contact to your friends to come and help.
I have not even any knowledge of how long I've been gone.
I think it has been 2, maybe 3 days. Whenever it was that I cannot recall. I must admit I've been quite worried. But do not stress with about anything. Everything is fine. I will let you get your rest. We can take you to if you feel okay to walk, we can get you to a proper bed to rest some more.
This is the first time that I've properly touched the ground since I left.
He kind of gives you a questioning look, but doesn't say anything. Oh.
Yeah, it's a story for another time, I think, but I've not slept, eaten, or drank since then, and I don't know what energy I have.
Well, we can provide as much food or drink as you need, and then you can get your rest. Maybe we can converse tomorrow, perhaps after a good full night's sleep you will feel better, and then if Marianne comes back in the morning, you will feel better still.
I would appreciate that. I do definitely need to rest, but please, if my friends come back, I really want to see them.
Of course. No doubt you will probably just want to rest this afternoon and then get some sleep tonight. So if they come back, I will tell them to come speak to you.
Thank you. You said there's somewhere I can go to rest, because
kind of helps you to your feet. The twins help you up as well, and they lead you to one of the bedrooms, the guest bedrooms, to get your head down.
Yeah, because he's literally just struggling to stay awake at this point because of the exhaustion.
Just been magically revitalized a bit, restored enough to alleviate some of the exhaustion, but still tired nonetheless. You head into your room. rest up on the bed. That's where we will pause for a break. Give everyone a bit of a bio break, get something to nibble on, maybe something to drink. We'll come back at about 1:15. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you in a few.
In a few.
Yay.
Oh. Here we are. We're back. Hello, everybody. So, with Azura awake but currently resting, we flick back outside, where Zafira has rejoined the chaps after a brief meeting with Mr. Tolderin.
You can calm down now, Jin. Calm down.
Yes, I am still
am
alive.
calm.
Hello.
So, what news do you bring?
Well, he's agreed to the party, so that's good.
Mhm.
Also, she kind of just looks at her feet to sort of bring across the message. You know,
That's my feet, yes.
no.
Yes,
I'll
and I'm not
explain it
wearing
on the
shoes.
way. I'll explain it on the way. Let's go for a bit of a walk and talk, eh? Leave the compound first before we start talking about this, please.
Why are you looking at my feet, though?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
I know Jin's got a bit of a foot fetish, but Jesus.
No, he does not. Trust me, I would know.
Where do you get that from?
She's looking at my feet. So, I don't wear shoes, but, you know.
So where are we headed?
Good question. I guess we should go to the guild house first.
Okay.
See if Vatani's back yet.
Yeah, so you head, I suppose, back towards the churches and then south, down towards House Goreen, past the marketplace, and over to the guild house. You see, stood out front is one of Vitani's guard.
Mm-hmm.
The door is open. As you head inside, you see, stood behind the desk, Mephis and Vitani. She kind of looks over and sees you return. Smile creeps across her face, but I suppose there's an element of thoughtfulness. I don't want to say sadness in her eye, but yeah, there's something, you clock something on her face anyway. She gives you a subtle wave as you walk in. I was told you rushed off. Is everything okay?
Oh, yeah. Azura's back, so we went to see him immediately, but he's asleep.
Right. Is he injured? Is everything okay?
Well, he doesn't seem too badly injured. He has some bruises and sort of a weird thing on his arm. You can barely really see it. Maybe it's also kind of a bruise thing. Hard to say, but he is really, really exhausted, so he just kind of needs to sleep it out, I think.
Where is he? Have you taken him somewhere?
Oh, he's in Zarmanifak.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Well,
so he's safer now.
Okay. I saw the groups off. They've all left the city now. Well, she kind of lets out a sigh. Feels strange saying goodbye to people in that way. I suppose there's always opportunity to visit, I suppose, but in some respects I may never see some of them again.
Maybe, but I'd like to believe that you'll meet at least twice in life.
Yes, yes.
I'm
I
sure
also
we'll see at least some of them again.
yes. Viresh and Danson, they've gone with Miss King. They left, headed towards, well, I suppose Doriusai, and then they'd be heading on to Loctorpian to head west, so seeing them
Well,
again would be a bit more difficult, but they seemed determined
Well,
and
if they're going to go to Want, then yeah, unless we travel there ourselves one day or they come back. Maybe we might not see them, but maybe we'll hear
Way too
something
cold.
of them.
she kind of puts her head down a bit and nods, and shakes her head and stifles a little bit of a fake smile. She's clearly
I
a
know
little bit gutted about it, but
it's hard, Vitani. Seeing the people go that you've spent your entire life with so far. You know, our clan was the closest and only thing we ever had, which has changed now. So
well, I wished them all luck. Sent them on their way with our blessing, so they all seem ready for whatever comes next.
Well, what comes next for us might be a bit exhausting, but it should probably help with getting the word out throughout the city about the opening of the guild house. Have you worked out a date yet with Mephis?
You see, Mephis kind of stifles a bit of a laugh, like a bit of a. Well, respectfully, Guildmaster Vitani has. She kind of just rolls her eyes and gives him a nod. She's got a lot to learn, but she's good at learning, it seems, so
That she
with a
is.
little practice and with my help, she'll be on her feet. Be able to go it alone soon enough, but as for opening, reasonably, the main thing holding us back is work to offer, but as far as actually opening the guild house goes, whenever Vitani feels up for it.
Well, no, I know it's just. I'm not saying this. It's just me above table. I know this is kind of, I guess, twisting the truth a little bit. But I'm gonna look at her. I'm gonna give her a bit of a sympathetic smile, and I'll be like, "Well, your guildhouse sponsor would like to host a party to get the word out."
A party? Well, and she kind of looks at Mephis and he shrugs. What kind of party?
Well, it's sort of a. Well, he would like to host it at the compound for space reasons, and other reasons.
She kind of smirks when you say that, but then nods.
And there's going to be hopefully a big crowd of not just the Toldaran house, but citizens of Dragoon. Get the word out, do some networking, you know?
She kind of nods and looks at Mephis. That may help with us getting the work into the guild. If people know that we are opening,
And
yes, it seems like a
also
good idea.
with you getting to know the townspeople a bit, and the townspeople getting to know you a bit, because I assume to most of them you're still a big mystery.
That's true. She looks at a couple of her guard. Well, I would have familiar faces, and got to do it at some point. She kind of stands up tall and...
I'll be there too. Promise.
Well, did he say when this party would be?
Well, he said that he could host it tomorrow.
She kind of, her eyes go a little wide. And
But if you need a bit more time, you can tell him.
Other than learning from Mephis, I'm honestly not really doing a lot, and now with the...
Sort of just look at her clothes. Is she still wearing like the bit more fancy like leathers from the clan?
Yeah. She's not really changed since she got here.
I feel like if we're going to attend this party, we might need a bit of an outfit change, sister.
She kind of looks herself up and down and tilts her head a bit.
I'll go stand next to Saphira. Some fine linen, maybe. Some red stuff. Set the blues.
He's a fashion designer in secret.
She kind of smiles and nods. Well...
I'm a lord. What do you expect? I'll straighten myself.
Fashion lord.
Yes, lord. Lord.
Lord.
Well, then let's do it. I suppose there's no time like the present. We can... If Jemias is arranging the party, we can make ready the guild, and other than me learning how to run the place, I've got Mephis to help, so...
All right. Well then, I told him I'd either come back to talk to him personally about the scheduling, or I'll send someone. Do you have anyone to spare?
Yes. There's still a couple of the younger ones left. And she kind of lets out a small whistle, a familiar call that you've probably not heard much in, well, not heard at all in years. You see a couple of heads bob at the top of the stairs, and she gestures. You see Orla comes down the stairs. Yes, Princess. I'd like for a couple of you to get some fresh air. You've got a message to pass on. Go speak to Saphira and she'll tell you the details. And two of them nod and make their way out. And see, Orla's... She has changed. She's got like a lighter kind of robe on. She's brushed her hair comparative to when she was stuck in the cart, looking a little bit raggedy. She just approaches you and smiles.
Looking good, Orla.
Kind of gives a smile, shy smirk, and thank you. We have to deliver a message.
Yes. Can you go to the Toldarin compound and talk to Lord Toldarin? Tell him we sent you, and that the party is on for tomorrow.
Party is on for tomorrow. Is there anything else important I need to say, or will that make sense?
He'll know what you're talking about.
Is there anything else that you need us to do while we're out?
I can't think of anything. Well, after you've delivered your message, take some time, have a look around the city, make yourself familiar a bit. Are you going to stay?
I think I'd like to stay with... See, she kind of hesitates, not quite sure how to address Vitani. The new guildmaster, but...
Yeah. Well, make yourself familiar with the city. quite nice. Maybe go see the marketplace if you haven't been.
Okay.
Stay away from the center stall.
Okay, Jen.
She kind of looks a bit
and
confused, but then nods.
keep your composure around Lord Trolldarren. He's a something.
Okay. Right. She just puts her hand gently on the brother's shoulder, and then the two of them scamper off.
Jengalang.
Interesting. That whistle still works. It's still the same one, huh?
Say again.
Oh, and just look at Vitani after they left and just be like, oh, so that whistle still works. Still the same one?
Well, old habits die hard, I suppose, and, well, they all know what it means, so...
Fair enough.
Sometimes easier than shouting.
Yeah. Shouting stop.
So, we have a party to arrange. Looks down at herself again.
Well,
An outfit change.
Mr. Trolldarren is going to handle most of the party arrangements.
Right, of course, yes.
Don't worry too much about it. You just need to show up and be present.
Okay.
And actually talk to people.
That I will improve on. Okay.
Vitani, question.
Yes, sure.
I fear this is more asking for forgiveness rather than permission.
Go on.
We're meeting someone here tonight after closing.
Okay.
Don't know about the trustworthiness of this person yet, but it might have to do with leads of other things we have going on in the city. I needed a place of relative privacy to talk. I hope I'm not imposing.
No, that if you need privacy, that's fine, as long as the guild house still stands. Then,
I promise it will.
She kind of chuckles. Well,
I mean,
yes,
realistically, the only thing you have to worry about is Scaff lighting something on fire.
This is true.
She gives Scaff a bit of a raised eyebrow.
He likes fire.
Okay.
Hang on. I have not set anything technically on fire.
You've set Jin on fire when you opened that door in the tavern.
You set me on fire when you blew out the candle brazier in the center of the ruin.
So that wasn't deliberate. One, the tavern was completely just by coincidence.
By coincidence?
Yes. The brazier was... Well, that was
You
just
stuck a sword
mistake.
in it.
Did I know that was going to happen? Did any of us know that was going to happen? No.
He likes fire.
You see Vitani's just stood there, like, wide-eyed with a smile, just listening to you reminisce.
We have...
Basically, don't go into a room he's just going into and close the door.
Like, shortly before we left Zaugard, and then after we left Zaugard until now, we have so many stories we could tell you. We'd be here all night.
Well,
since we're in the guild house, hide and seek time.
No, Scaff.
No ring.
We don't have time.
There's always time for lubrication. I mean...
Lord above.
Okay, you might need that for tomorrow, Vitani, just so you know.
Kerecekian above.
Sorry.
I'll give Zeph like a side hug, like grab her by the waist and pull her a little close. It's okay.
So, do you have something you need to get done today still, Vitani, that can't wait? Should we meet a bit later to go look at the market for something better to dress?
Well, if the party's tomorrow, then it's going to have to be
today
or early tomorrow. So, other than learning the paperwork. I'm not really doing anything else. If you want to go, perhaps first thing. And then, got the rest of the day to finalise a few other finer details.
Mephith, can you spare your student?
Yes, just discussing paperwork, so...
I have a question for the man anyway.
There we go.
Oh my, girls only shopping trip, Vitani. I know you've never done this, but it's gonna be fun.
She gives you a questioning look. Is it that exciting?
Oh, no, actually it's not. But, we just get to spend some time. Just the two of us. It's been so long.
Yes, that would be nice. Okay, thank you, Mephis. She kind of pats him on the hand, like, I genuinely appreciate your help. Well, we'll be at the marketplace if you need us, gentlemen. And she kind of nods just to one of her guards. And, you two and the guard heads out. The guard follows, like, 15 feet behind. Give you the space spot there in case he needs to smash a motherfucker.
Yeah. Alright, boys. Have fun. Behave yourselves, though. No fire, scaff.
I make eye contact with the guard and sort of like this cold understanding. Like,
yeah, he like you know, he's like Secret Service. These dudes are like of all, you know what I mean? Comparative, they are like protect the president. They don't. He doesn't need your cold look. You know what I mean?
Get down, Mr. President.
It's an exchange of professionals.
Yeah, that's it. You know what I mean? Like you know, yeah. If someone goes for it, they're gonna learn quick.
Get down, Mr. President.
Get down, Mr. President. So yeah, you three head out of the guild house. Mephis kind of closes the book, puts down the quill, and kind of dusts himself off a little. So, a question.
Indeed. You've got a general good idea of what guild services are supposed to cost, yes?
Well, do you want the long answer or the simple answer?
A short
Got
answer.
time.